Good morning. Today, all are locked up behind doors by COVID-19. The world's most sophisticated weapons prove useless in the face of this tiny virus. But we teachers are concerned about the educational progress of our own children. So today I am going to start with the chapter that is based on electricity, class 10. I am P.J. Anthony, St. John's Higher Secondary School, Mon. As we know, the term electricity is a most convenient and controllable source of energy. That means, just like water current or air current, electricity also called electric current. That means the current that is flowing through a metallic conductor, and that is called a charge. And this charge is nothing but it is called electrons. So electrons are continuously flowing through the metallic conductor and make the electric current lively. So electric current that is moving from high potential to lower potential. That means it can be written like this. So electrons are moving from high potential to low potential. And this is the flow of electrons, and this is called current. And which is the positive charge and which is the positive and negative? The electrons that starting from high potential, from where the electrons are released or start its moving, that is called positive. And which part that electron is moving towards it, that is called negative charge, negative pole, negative. So electric circuit having positive and negative charges are there. Two poles are there. So as I stated that a medium is required in order to move these electrons, and that is called the metallic conductor. So if you analyze a simple electric circuit, for example, all of you know I think, but if you just explain what do you mean by a simple electric circuit. For this electric circuit, we need four components. Four components we need. The first component, that is the source of current, that is needed, source of current. And second component, the metallic conductor through which the electrons are passed. And the third component, plug, key or switch. And fourth one electrical appliance, that also needed. And if you draw the picture, it will be like this. A simple electric circuit that is given in the textbook, that is starting from like this. The source of current that we are representing like this. And this is a cell. And from this cell and this long line, this is positive, and a short bar, that is negative. And we connect the conductor, metallic conductor, like this. And here we can keep a plug, key or switch. And again this circuit is going on. And it will reach to an electric bulb. And it is, the current electron is completed. Circuit is completed. Now how this circuit, this is open circuit. Open circuit means if you closely analyze, the current is flowing from positive terminal and reaching to the plug key, but it is not on. So we keep the plug key on. Now this is called a closed switch. Now the plug key closed and the current will be entering through this plug key, and it is going through it and coming to the bulb and entering into the bulb terminal, and it is started to glow. So this circuit that is completed. Now this is a closed pathway of electrons, and this is a closed circuit, and we must know about closed circuit and open circuit. So open circuit, if the circuit is open, current flow will not be there, current will be stopped. And if it is closed, the current will be completed its circuit and the both ends will be coincide. That is the meaning of closed circuit. And as you know, I already stated that the electricity is starting from high potential to lower potential. And please don't think that it is simply electrons are flowing. No. Electrons are flowing through the conductor. We need or apply some force to move it through the conductor. And that force, that is, we say that the work is needed. So a work is needed for bringing a unit charge from one point to another point. Simply it will not flow. So this unit charge is allowed to flow if work is done. And that is defined like this. The work is done in order to bring one unit charge from one point to another. How much work is done, that is known as potential difference. So potential difference, that is a term, potential difference. And this potential difference, actually the work done by moving a charge, a unit charge from one point to another. That is called potential difference. And this potential difference is measured in volt. V-O-L-T, volt. Potential difference is measured in volt. So potential difference, simply we can, or shortly we can say PD. So PD is equal to volt. And how much is 1 volt? 1 volt is equal to the 1 unit charge bringing to one point. That means work is done. Work done by 1 unit charge. And that is also denoted by the quantity of charge or charge that is flowing. Work done is W, and the charge that is flowing through the conductor, that is defined as Q. Then V is equal to W by Q. potential difference V is equal to W by Q. And W stands for work done, and Q, that is measured in Coulomb, C-O-U-L-O-M-P, Coulomb. The Coulomb means the quantity of charge flowing through the conductor. That is a Coulomb. So W by Q, V is equal to W by Q. And this potential difference, that can be measured using a voltmeter. So voltmeter is connected in the circuit conductor, and you know that this voltmeter having positive terminal and negative terminal is there, positive and negative terminal, and this potential difference is measured by voltmeter, and it is connected in parallel, and the positive terminal is a red one and this one black. This device, and while you are studying more in the laboratory, you will get the more details about this voltmeter, and it is a high resistance device, voltmeter. And what is the use of voltmeter means? To measure the potential difference in volt, and that is the SI unit of potential difference. Volt is the SI unit of potential difference. Then next one. Now the potential difference is now clear. Now how much current is moving through this circuit? That we have to understand. That means the strength of current. The strength of current means the magnitude of current, and how much current is flowing through a conductor. That will be measured by another electrical device that is called ammeter. So ammeter is also the same electrical device. Ammeter shows the strength of current, and the ammeter is connected in series, the circuit. The textbook, that diagram is given. So while the terminals, positive terminal and negative terminals are there, and they are connected by conducting wire, and the circuit is allowed to close the circuit, then you will get the strength of quantity of current flowing through the circuit, and this is called a meter. And a ammeter is used to measure the strength or magnitude of current, and it is measured, the unit, the SI unit of measurement of current, that is called ampere. The shortly symbol is A, capital A. So ampere is the strength of this current, and that will be measured by this device. Now the SI unit of strength of current and potential difference we have discussed today, and also the material that is conducting electricity, that we call it as conductors. So on the basis of these materials, three type of materials are there. Three type of materials are there. First type of material that we talk, that is conductors. So just one line, just making one, conductors. So what is the meaning of conductors? Means the conductors are materials allow free flow of current, free flow, and they have low resistance. Low resistance. Conductors are materials having low resistance. Almost all metals are conductors, and the aqueous solution and the molten solution of salts also good conductors of electricity. And just generally metals are good conductors. And number two, insulators. So insulators They are high resistance material, very high resistance. High resistance. High resistance means they never allow electricity to enter into it. Resistivity is power. That is more high resistance, that is called insulators. So the insulators category we can say rubber, glass, etc. They are insulators. Plastic insulators. And these are the two main materials. And the third type, that is the other category, that is called resistors. So resistors means they are, if you apply force, forcefully they will allow the flow of free electric current. That is called resistors. Free flow is not there, but by force, if you are exerting force, these resistors conduct electricity and they will go glowing and they will sometimes producing heat also. Like qualities, they are resistors. And the resistors are, for example, tungsten filament. Then nichrome wire. These are resistors. And when the ordinary electric bulb glows, if you examine, you can see that wire is there. Very minute spring coil is there, and that coil is made up of tungsten, and that is used for this glowing purpose. It gives light and heat. Nichrome, that is also filament that is used. And these are the three type of materials on the basis of conductivity of electricity. Conductors, insulators and resistors. And this one we have to make it understand what is the difference of this one. Conductors and insulators. So we can see simple wire we can take. And here you can see the conductor is nicely kept by the insulator. And this is a conductor conducting electricity, and covering the conductor, that is a insulator. So when the current is flowing through this wire, we can hold it. We will not get any electric shock. So that is a electric wire. So that also we have to think of what is the use of insulators. Now, lastly, as I have already stated, the potential difference, or it is also called voltage variation or voltage difference, and the strength of current. These two terms have a close relation, and this is explained by the exact relation between potential difference and current moving through that conducting material. There is a close relation, and this close relation is established by a scientist, and his name is George Simon Ohm, and that law is known as Ohm's law. Now we will discuss about what we mean by the Ohm's law. Ohm's law is a relationship between current and potential difference. And as I told you, this scientist was a German physicist, and he, according to his law, it is stated that the electric current I flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference across its ends provided temperature and other physical conditions remain unchanged. So that is potential difference V, that is directly proportional to I, current flowing through the conductor. Or we can write V by I is equal to R. V by I is equal to R. Again, mathematically, if you are writing, we can write V is equal to Ri, or I is equal to V by R. These are the equations we have to remember. So, this is the only law in the electricity we have to study. So, followed by, I will give you some questions for assignment that you can wait. It will be given to you. That I am not going to read, it will be reaching to you. Okay, I hope this today's class that you can understand something about our electricity. That is the most important energy of the modern world. Okay, thank you all of you.